Hi guys, welcome to another maths lesson with A+ Tutoring. I'm Danuki and today we're going to be looking at 5 grade 7 NAPLAN-style word problems. If you haven't already, please check out the word problem lesson video linked in the description. Essentially, that was a lesson where I went through a step-by-step process for breaking down word problems. If you've already watched that lesson, please keep watching. Okay, let's get started with the first question. As always, pause the video here and ensure that you go through and read the question properly. Even have a go at the question if you feel comfortable, and then continue watching. Okay, now that you've had a chance to go through the question, let's go through the keywords first. A basketball team scores 27 points in the first quarter, 21 points in the second quarter, and 33 points in the third quarter. How many points have they scored so far? Okay, first of all, it's important to go through what we've just highlighted. So we know that we're dealing with quarters, right? If we're dealing with quarters, we can assume that there are 4 quarters in the whole game, and we've been given points for each of the 3 quarters that they've played so far. How many points have they scored so far? So pretty straightforward. We're not working with any unknowns. All we need to do is figure out how many points so far, which is basically adding the first quarter plus second quarter plus third quarter, right? So we know that it's 27 plus 21 plus 33. If comfortable enough, you can do the first part in your head. So 27 plus 21 gives us 48 plus 33, and that should give you 81 points as your answer. Again, with these 2 steps, if you're not so sure about doing it in your head, obviously just go to the side like this, or on your scrap piece of paper, and just go and add it like that, and you should still get the same answer. Okay, let's go to the next question. Again, pause the video here and have a go. Okay, now that we've had a chance to go through the question, let's go through it together. Sarah scored 75, 85, 90, and 95 in her 4 exams. What is her average score? Okay, let's dissect it now. So, what are we being asked to figure out? Average. Ooh. Average, right? And we know that we've got 4 exams and we've been given the scores for each of the 4. How do we figure out average? Have a think. Figure it out by adding the scores together and then dividing it by the number of scores or the number of exams, yeah? So this means we need to add 75 plus 85 plus 90 plus 95. And how many exams did she sit? 4. So we have to divide it by 4. So when we're adding numbers, just go off to the side and just do that addition in your scrap piece of paper. 85. So 3 5s gives us 15. Bring the 1 over here. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 9 is 17, plus 9 is 26, plus 8 is 34. Right? So it's 345 divided by 4. And averages can be decimals as well. Think about things like your grade point average at school. You know, when you get your results at the end of a term or at the end of a year. So that's times 8, 32, bring 2 over there. So we're doing short division now. 4 times 6 is 24. We know that it'll be like point. We know there's 1 left over. Like that. So it's 25. So 86.25 is the average score. Okay, let's move to the next question. Again, pause the video here and take a chance just to read through the question. Now that you've had a chance to read the question, let's go through it together. Question number 8. A car uses 8 liters of fuel for every 100 kilometers driven. How many liters of fuel will it use to drive 350 kilometers? So we're working with different rates here. So we know that this particular car here uses 8 liters for every 100 kilometers, right? So you can write it like this to make it easy. What are we being asked to figure out? The amount of fuel that we'll need to drive 350 kilometers. So if it's 8 liters per 100 kilometers, we're being asked to figure out how many liters of fuel we need to have for 350 kilometers. There's 2 ways to go about this. One really easy way is to figure out what you need to multiply 100 by to get to 350. And we know that 3 times 100 is 300, and half of 100 is 50. So this will be 3.5 or 3.5 times, right? So on this side, we also have to multiply by 3.5. So essentially, you can do that multiplication on the side if you're not comfortable doing it in your head. 8 times 2 is 24, plus 4 is 28. So that gives us 28 liters. The other way you could have done this is if 8 liters are needed for 100 kilometers, what's a half of 100? 50 kilometers. 50 kilometers means half of 8 liters, which is 4 liters. 50 times what gives us 350 times 7. So we just need to times this side by 7. So if you don't like working with decimals and you kind of want to do it quickly in your head, this is more effective. From a mental standpoint. So the answer is 28 liters. Okay, next question. Again, pause the video here and take a second to read through the question or even have a go. Okay, now that you've had a chance to read through the question, let's go through the keywords. A ribbon is 150 centimeters long. How many meters long is the ribbon? Okay, this is just a conversion question, right? So what they're looking at here is kind of your ability to manipulate different units or different metric units. So going from centimeters to meters. In order to do this, we need to know how many centimeters there are in a meter. We know that there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter, right? What we're working with, 150 centimeters. Right, so let's look at this relationship. So we know 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. we're being asked to figure out how many meters that is, right? Easiest way to kind of manipulate this would be to go, okay, what's a number that goes both into 100 and 150? 50. So 50 is a half of 100. So we need to half the other side. So it'll be half a meter or 0.5 meters, yeah? From here, it's a lot easier to go to 150 centimeters. This is times 3. So we have to do times 3, which is 1.5 meters. This method is still, if you're still learning kind of how to manipulate between different metric units, but if you see a question like this, instantly you should go, okay, 1 meter is 100 centimeters, I just need to divide 150 by 100. And if we do it in a decimal sense, we know that there's 2 zeros here. So we have to go, this is where our decimal point would be in a number, so you just go backwards like that. That gives us 1.5. So this is the quickest method to do it because the numbers are quite nice. But this method is if you're still learning. Either way, you should get 1.5 meters as your answer. Okay, final question. Again, pause the video here and have a go at it by yourself. Now that you've had a chance to go through it, let's go through the question. Question number 10. A jacket originally costs $120. During a sale, the price is reduced by 25%. How much is the jacket now? Okay. Key things to look at. Originally, very important word. When we see originally, it means something has changed. And so we've got like a previous version and a current version. So previously, the jacket cost $120. Now we're having a sale at this particular store and the price is reduced by 25% reduced, gone down by 25%, and we're being asked to figure out how much the jacket is now. A 25% off deal, pretty good deal for a jacket. Now we need to figure out how much we're saving and then figure out the new price of the jacket. So you know that it's a 25% reduction, right? So ask yourself, what's 25% as a fraction? Because it's a lot easier to work with fractions. 25% is 25 over 100, right? Which is also a quarter. So essentially, this jacket costs a quarter less now. So what's a quarter of 120? You might even be able to do this in your head. If not, just go and divide. 4 goes 3 times, and you bring 0, so it's 30. So, okay, some students might get here and they're like, okay, I found the answer, this is all I need to do. But this is where reading the question comes into play, right? We're not being asked how much the jacket's been reduced by. We're being asked how much is the jacket now. So don't stop here. We have to go a step further. We know that the original price is 120 and our reduction is $30. Remember, reduction, it costs less now, so just do a takeaway. 2 take away 3, can't do it, borrow 1 from your neighbor, which essentially means it's 12 now. 12 take away 3 is 9. So our answer is $90.
I hope this helped you tackle word problems like a pro. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more lessons. See you in the next video.